Hello, beautiful souls. Changed my video quality, so we'll see what happens. You know, we had an upgrade. We had a human upgrade. But we've also had an iPhone upgrade, and I'm still trying to figure that out. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It is February 4th, 2026. How you doing? Welcome in the elements as always. Earth, air, wind, fire, water. Earth, air, wind, fire, water, ether. Sorry, earth, air, wind, fire, water, ether. Welcome in the elemental spirits to the space, to this sacred conversation, to this sacred space. We've got the candles lit. Like I said, the diffuser's running. We've got the virtual ocean and birds and all of that fun stuff. So we're gonna have a conversation. So yesterday's conversation was pretty long, 44 seconds on the timer. As you know, sometimes they're longer, sometimes they're shorter, and I just would not post onto Facebook for whatever reason in my reels. Like something was preventing me from posting the full video. So again, if you're here on YouTube, you can see the whole video here on YouTube, but if you, for some reason, on getting this on Facebook, you might get it in two parts. So, yeah, 111 on the timer. I don't know what was going on. It literally all day yesterday, and I finally said last night, nothing this morning. I'm like, I'm just gonna have to split it up. I've never really had to do that on purpose. I've had my videos cut out for whatever timers or phone calls or whatever was coming in, but I've never had one where it just would not post. So something was preventing that particular message from getting out. I don't know. Again, I don't get too wrapped up in that. So having my green smoothie, I've got cilantro, pineapple, orange juice, vegan protein powder, and maca root. And this is only some of it. It's basically half of a blender full. So, again, how are you doing? How are you feeling after January through the big initiations and integrations and upgrades and downloads and shedding? Because we're still got a little bit of shedding left to do. I did a lot of crying yesterday. A lot of music was activating and triggering more relief. Had some this morning. And again, music is very activating for me and very triggering, and to help me to cleanse and to purify my stuff, ancestral stuff, past life stuff, whether I realize it or not. So don't be surprised if that's happening or has been happening. Honor that, cry, scream, feel the emotions, don't bury them, don't push them aside. Allow them to move through the system, whatever way feels, whatever way you feel called to. I did some interpretive Afro type, Cuban type dance video this morning, which was great for my workout. I felt really good to move my energy in a completely different way versus my like regular type of mini workouts I've been doing. Excuse me, my workouts have been completely different. I'm in a completely different space because I've kind of pretty much surrendered those aspects of myself. I do it because I love to do it. And I got to a point where it was just a part of my lifestyle, but I think there were still moments in there where I was forcing it more than I needed to, and I had to really surrender that in the past few years, and just honor my body each day, what my body needs in that present moment. All right, so somebody might need to hear that. 333 on the timer. So the Ascended Masters are here. Yeshua, Mary Lou Magdalene, Babaji, Buddha. I mean, those are just, there's so many. We've got the priestesses, high priestess Isis's, the Hathors, the Sophias, all of that. Okay, so welcome in any frequency and energy that you might connect with. That's what's just coming through right now in my current knowing, because that's how it works for me typically. So again, if you haven't checked out yesterday's video, please check that out if you feel called to. And again, always, if you feel called to, please like, subscribe, share all of the stuff. But again, I don't do this for that. I just like to be able to help people set up their sacred algorithm and to get the message out to other people. And again, we're not here to force, to convince, to prove anything. It's just if you feel called to. It's a resonance. You'll know, okay? And so this is day 84 of FreQSpeak, of frequency, energy, authenticity, real, messy, all of it, magnetic. Day 84 of 111 days of sharing my frequency and energy, my channeled messages, my light language, my card pulls, my thoughts, my opinions, whatever's wanting to come through me in that now present moment, okay? And I use a lot of journaling. I will reflect onto different things from journaling if I'm feeling called to. All right. So a little bit of affirmations today for you is dream big, all is well. So source in your highest is saying dream big and bigger than you've ever dreamt before. All is well. And there's something that you need to take care of. You know what you need to take care of, so take care of it. And know that you can have it all, because you already do. Know that you can have it all. You are worthy of it all of it. So a lot of songs yesterday came through. So I highly recommend going to listen to this music, because music for people that are highly clairaudient and in general is very activating. Even older music. So I am going to listen to some music. I listened to a February update message from Activations from JJ. Please check that out. She recommended 3 songs from the 80s to go listen to, because there was activations in there. Okay, so if you are re-listening to or rewatching things in a more awakened state, there's activations for you. There's activations, there's keys, key codes, there's keys to unlock knowledge, right? Downloads, all of that. So go rewatch. That's why I say go rewatch certain movies like Back to the Future and Goonies, and maybe, I don't know, The Truman Show. I've never seen The Truman Show. I know The Truman Show, what it's about. But different movies that just called to you to go rewatch with the rose-colored glasses off, with the awakening, with you being more awake, okay? So some songs I highly recommend, A Million Dreams. You can watch the version from The Greatest Showman or the Matt and Savannah. So you can go to Matt and Savannah as a father-daughter duo that became very popular during the pandemic. And their music is starting to come up into my feed. And go watch their version of that. They also have another song that was so activating yesterday. It was We Can Be. We Can Be, okay? And again, you can find that YouTube, and I found mine in my Apple Music, 1,000 Years. So go listen to 1,000 Years by Christina Perri from the Twilight series. Again, maybe you need to go rewatch the Twilight series. And when I rewatch the Twilight series, as I start to get goosebumps and look at the clock and it's 7:17 and 888 is significant, 222, 0123 is significant, 333. I saw 333 this morning. For key codes and signs, 123, 707, 711, 911. Go rewatch the Twilight, and not get wrapped up in the vampire part of it, because there are energy vampires, and again, there's a good and bad on everything. There's light and dark with everything. So look at it in a different way. And how I looked at it from when all of their abilities, each one of them had a unique ability. Could read thoughts. These are talking about psychic abilities and protection. Psychic knowing, seeing the future, hearing people's thoughts, telekinesis, telekinetic, shields, where you can shield yourself, moving with the elements. These are your abilities. That movie's telling you what the vastness of your capabilities and your psychic abilities are. Okay, so please go maybe rewatch the movies, listen to the music. All right, crows are significant. Big time crows was confirming yesterday. Again, crows are a huge spirit animal for me. Birds in general. If you have a lot of bird spirit animals, you're highly connected to the etheric realm, to the angelic realm, the angelic realms, okay? Archangels, seraphim, Elohim, you're very connected to the angelic realms, okay? That will resonate. Squirrels are very significant. The number 14 is significant. I'm going to tell you a story that activated and made me bawl yesterday in the best way possible with my twin soul, just to confirm that connection from even before we were physically connected, even though we were connected in the spirit and have always been connected. 909 on the timer. All right, so dream big, all is well, take care of it. So Source says take care of it. You know what that is, whether it's releasing people, places, and things, thought forms, patterns, unplugging, and things like that from the matrix. Find strength in knowing you can make a difference in the world. So just to go back to, find strength in knowing that you can make a difference in the world. You being you in your most real, raw, authentic, messy, magical, magnificent way is how you make a difference in this world, outside of anything else that you think you should be doing, okay? So this came up in my feed, a Hopi saying, the longest journey that you will make in your life is from your mind to your heart. We're going from the ego mind processing to heart consciousness, heart coherence. This is your quantum compass, 1001 on the timer. This is your quantum compass. So the longest journey will be from that you'll make in your life is going from the ego mind and going the journey in your the longest journey you will make in your life is between your head, your ego mind, and your heart. And remember, the newest version of yourself, the new version of yourself is going to cost all the old versions of yourself. I have surrendered to all of the old versions of myself. All of them. All of them. And if anything continues to come up, I allow it to flow and surrender to it. So remember, the new version of yourself is going to cost the old version and versions of yourself. And that's a good thing, right? Because you're done people pleasing, right? You're done people pleasing. And these old versions of yourself will be connected to people, places, and things, thought forms, belief systems, all of that, conditioning, programming, okay? And if I've said this in many videos, and you've heard many channels say this, that if they are meant to come with you, 1111 on the timer, they will. But you can't drag them across the bridge. You cannot drag them across the finish line. You have to focus on you. You have to do your sacred work and do your sacred healing and all of the stuff. And if they are meant to, and if it's part of their journey and their story, they will meet you where you're at, okay? You aren't dragging them across anything anymore, okay? All right, so the little story about the number 14, again, if you want to go back to yesterday's video, there was talking about the number 14 and the signs, synchronicities, and key codes, and then that breaks down to a 5, and then I talked about the 5. So please get curious and go in and start doing a deep dive into these numbers, because there are deeper depths of messages in these numbers, in these animal synchronicities. It's going to give you a deeper understanding and messages from your highest, from source, from your team, okay? So talking about the number 14 again. So I had this conversation, my partner called me real quick. And again, just a reminder, he's in Africa. He's 5,000 miles away doing work. And so the day before, we had a bunch of sign synchronicities around the number 14. It's like, it's getting to the point where it's laughable. And I mentioned it, I already knew it was in my awareness because my birthday's 10/14, okay? And I already knew that number started showing up. And it also is associated with the temperance card in the tarot, okay? Well, he brought to light after 8 years, yesterday, after I mentioned the number 14 again, that his jersey for his sports, when he played sports as a young person, I don't know if it was like young person or just high school sports, all of his athletic jerseys were the number 14. You can't make this shit up. I instantly had an activation. I was like, blow my mind. You could have blew me off, knocked me out of my seat with a feather. I just started crying and I said, what? So, you think there's a coincidence that his number that he chose growing up was the number 14, and on my birthday it was 10/14? He's 16 years older than me, by the way. I'm just going to give you some context on that. That was a huge connection that we have, like, in this loop of this journey as twin souls, coming back in to union as our healed, more healed versions of ourselves versus our unhealed feminine and our unhealed masculine. His sports jersey growing up was the number 14. And I couldn't, like, it was beyond words at that point. And I said, I know this is not the first time that you made that connection. And he said, no. And as he says, always, there's a right place and a right time. 1411 as I look up, 1414 on the timer. Yeah. So tell me again, 1, that you aren't magic. And number 2, don't tell me that there is no magic in this world, because there's magic all around you. All day, in every now present moment. Constantly flowing and showing you. But you have to be present to participate and to see it. Okay? And that's unplugging from the nonsense and the bullshit. What are you paying your attention to? Okay? You know, find those daily, perfect, beautiful things and start creating a map of it. whatever that means for you. Okay? So, let's say this together. And this is a quote by Jim Carrey. I watched a couple of things came up, and we know, if you know about Jim Carrey, he went through a massive awakening process many years ago and has had a few awakenings during that. So you can resonate with his journey. Again, his videos, these videos that were a combination of different videos of his quotes after his awakening. I am the proof. I am the proof. And I bawled because this is it. I am the proof. You can ask the universe, source, God, creator, your highest, for it all. I am the proof you can ask for it all, and the universe will provide for you. Know that you are the proof that you can ask the universe for anything and everything that you want and deserve, because you know that you are worthy of it, okay? Embody it. Embody the abundance of this blueprint. Embody the blueprint of abundance. And remember, abundance can mean many things. Spiritual abundance, physical abundance, all of it. That's a key code. Embodying abundance. It's a blueprint. Okay? Breathe. 1616. So the songs that came through with activations with JJ, if you don't follow her, you check her stuff out. It's amazing. Purple Rain. She posted that it was Purple Rain and a very extended version. And I may have heard this. She says it's a very activating song, especially towards the end. On the when she put it on her video, it was the 2015. I don't know what that means, so you have to look at that. She just had very extended versions. So the other one was Kyria, Kyra. If you know, you know from the 80s, Mr. And the third one, I'd have to listen to it. It's ADIEMUS, Songs of Sanctuary. So she said those were the 3 songs for February, especially for the Year of the Fire Horse, which is the 17th. And she said there's activations in there. So if you feel called to, and it feels like it's in resonance, go listen. 1717 on the timer. And just a reminder, if you don't know already, the Year of the Fire Horse starts on the 17th, okay? We're still doing these final layers of shedding, and everyone's process is different, okay? Maybe you've been shedding for like the entirety of 25. Maybe you've spent maybe you've waited till the end and now you're shedding it all right now. It just depends on where you coded yourself to be, okay? So there's a new moon in Aquarius, so the age of Aquarius, okay? So the new moon in Aquarius is also on the 17th, and there is also a solar eclipse, the Ring of Fire, on the 17th. So there is no coincidence that we are having all these cosmic convergences, these alignments, these portals. We had the 2-2 portal a couple days ago. Again, the 2-2-2 portal will be on the 22nd. What is it? Neptune. Something about Neptune on the 20th. I can't remember. Goes direct or has gone direct in the 0 degrees of Aries. So there's another big one that I keep hearing. And again, I'm not huge into the astrology, but when I keep hearing it over and again, I like to note it and repeat it if I need to. All right. Remember, we are the pioneers of the new frontier. We are the bridges, right? We are building these bridges. So when I heard this morning in a message, we are the pioneers of the new frontier. I instantly went back. Again, a lot of people like analogies. I love analogies. My partner loves analogies because you kind of get this visual. He always said anytime we were hiking or doing a really hard climb or we were in the mountains, he's like, you just don't understand what the human went through to get here, from the East Coast to the West Coast. Those frontiers, those pioneers of the frontier in a covered wagon with horses and all of the stuff. Okay, that's kind of what we're doing right now. Beautiful souls, 1919 on the timer. We are the bridges. We're building the way. We're breaking a path. We are making and building a path as we go for this new earth, for this new timeline that we are all going into. This new evolution, this ascension process, okay? So I wanted to give that to you because as soon as I heard that, I went back to him saying that before, because he said it many times, you just can't even imagine or fathom in those conditions, at those times, in that time, being the ones to say, yep, there is something out there. I don't know what it is. I know the environment is harsh. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be all the stuff, but we're going to do it because there's magic over there. Okay? Does that resonate? Okay. Archangel Michael has been hanging out. I know he's a big helper in my world. He's been with me since birth. So you might also resonate with Archangel Michael as a protector, as a guide. All right, things like that. Always just another reminder from Archangel Michael, the knowing that you're always supported, you're always guided, you're always highly protected, and you're deeply, deeply loved. Okay? All right. So this came to me in the shower, as sometimes those do. So the question the team wants me to ask you is, what armor and what masks are you still hiding behind? What armor and what masks have you not decided to release or to drop and just let go? Or sandbags, take the sandbags out of the backpack. You don't have to know right now. It's a question being presented that you can ask yourself. Write it down. Meditate on it. Get still with the question and said, what masks, what armor am I still hiding behind? What are you still giving your attention and your energy to that is no longer in alignment with the highest version of yourself that you want to become, that you are becoming? What are you still giving your attention to? What are you still paying your attention to? What are you giving your energy away to that's not good for you, or that is not in alignment with your highest self or the highest version of yourself that you're stepping into? That was the other question. And the other thing too that came through, going back to a full-blown channeled message I did like a week or so ago, like I was like in channel mode with light language, and was basically the team said for 30 days, 60 days, unplug from the news, unplug from the programming, unplug from the bullshit, the media, the nonsense, unplug. And take the other end and plug it back into yourself. So basically take whatever you were giving your energy away, because that's the highest currency. That's your most valuable currency, is your energy and your frequency. And if you're paying all of your attention, whatever you're paying your attention to is what you're giving your energy. 222 on the timer. So take that and turn it back into self, or turn it into podcasts, or plug it into channeled messages, or plug it into creating art or creating music, or unplug from over here and plug it back into yourself, and then plug into something else, okay? Because that's a form of siphoning, and that's been happening. Again, I don't like to give that attention to that, you know, but there's still, the powers that are still trying to, it's like they're holding on with a death grip. And if you're still giving your attention, your energy, and your frequency away for free, you're still feeding them. That's a form of food for them. Why do you think this has been set up the way it's been set up? And that's a whole nother conversation, but why do you think everything's been set up? Broadcast, programming, conditioning. Okay? And then in that instance, when that kind of went back in my mind with that channeled message, was a visual, because sometimes people like a visual. So if you could visually see what was taking place, imagine the movie Hocus Pocus, the three witches. And again, there's good and there's bad in everything. You're all magicians, you're all witches, right? It just depends on what your intention is behind it, all right? Your hygienics around it. Is it for the highest and the best and harm to none? Or is it to siphon and drain and control and impede and infringe on other people's energy and frequency? The three witches from Hocus Pocus. Do you remember what they were sucking out? Life force. They were surviving on life force. That's exactly what is taking place. Even though you can't see it, touch it, feel it, all of the stuff, that's what's happening. So imagine, theirs was very mouth-based. So if you remember, it's like a succubus. Their life force to keep them young and vital and powerful and all of that bullshit is sucking in the life force from other souls. They were souls star-whacking, sucking souls. Like, so the higher the frequency of the soul, right, the more powerful it is, the more charge they're going to get. Does this make sense? I hope this analogy makes sense. So imagine you're sitting in front of a broadcast, whatever that is, and you're sitting there and you're just like giving all of your attention to. If you could visually see, we'll use the television or the phone or whatever, that is pulling energy into the ether. And that energy is going into a source that is feeding off of your soul essence, your frequency and your energy. Does that make sense? 25 on the timer. Does that make sense, beautiful soul? So again, the team is asking you, your highest is asking you, source is asking you to unplug from the nonsense, the bullshit, the people, the places, the things, the thought forms, the belief patterns, the conditioning, and redirect it back to yourself, self-care, whatever that looks like for you, and maybe plug into different sources, different channel things like Lee Harris or, oh my gosh, I can't even think of, like the Divinely Aligned channel. What other one source that I can't think of? I just have activations with JJ and all these different beautiful channels and podcasts now. Redirect that energy there because there's information over there. There's activations over there. There's key codes, there's signs, there's synchronicities. Okay? Because that's an energy exchange. It's not an energy siphoning. Okay? Use your discernment. Set your algorithm up so you start receiving these, or ask right now. Ask your team. Please send me the podcast, the information, the channeled messages, the channeled videos that are going to be in resonance with me, that there are messages for me, there's activations for me, there's signs and secrets. Ask them to send them to you. Ask it. Ask for it and you shall receive. Ask for it and you shall receive. That's the great thing about the technology. Again, everything can go one way or the other. Ask for it and you will receive. That's what your team says. Ask. Ask them and they will send the right people into your, whether it's a tarot reading, a channeled message, or different versions of podcasts, high frequency podcasts, high frequency channelers, high frequency readers. People like me that are going to be able, that you're going to be able to resonate with, right? Who's being real, raw, authentic, in her home, sharing her life with you, sharing her frequency and energy with you in this now present moment, being present with you right here, right now, in this elemental sacred space. Okay? So again, what is the best for your highest right now? What can you do right now? What can you do today? What can you do for yourself in the next 30 days to make these changes, to get off of this path that is basically worn out, it's eroding. Thank you for that analogy. You know, what can you do to step off of this path that is currently eroding and falling apart and move into a path that is, might be a little scary, might be a little no, might make you a little uncomfortable, might force you into going a little deeper into self, into remembering who you truly are. Okay? Wow. So we're going to get off of the path that's crumbling and falling apart, that's eroding, and we're going to either create a no path or come up behind those that are blazing the new path, building the bridge, pioneering into the unknown. That was fun. Thank you, team. All right, so on that, I just wanted to pull a couple of the Osho Zen just to see for final, like just messages, clarification, and then maybe a higher self oracle deck message. So again, if you feel called to, check it out. Again, I also did some light languages to help with the removals of these implants. These things get stuck in your field that affect you in so many ways, shapes, and forms. I think I did those last week. You know, entities, parasites, thought forms. I can't remember. You can go check that out on my page. You're definitely part of a twin soul connection in some way, shape, or form, or twin family. A twin soul families coming in. But if you're here, you definitely resonate that you have a person out there. And this is your confirmation. So if you were asking for confirmation, this is your confirmation. Because I am a twin soul. It is an activation. It is not the pink fluffy stuff. It is an activation. It is a journey. If you're the runner, you're typically the male energy. You're the masculine energy. The runner is the masculine energy. The chaser, divine feminine. Chaser. So if you resonate with the running, chasing energy in any way, shape, or form, you are definitely, you're not cray-cray. You feel their energy. And like I said before, my partner's sports jersey was the number 14th. My birthday numbers are so significant. Everything is mathematics. And you can go into a rabbit hole with that one. A very good one. So let's say he was in high school. He was 16. I might not have been in existence yet. Or earlier. That does not mean that my highest, our souls are still not connected in the higher realms, in the spiritual realm. So let's say he's 16, I'm in utero, or I'm still up in the higher realms. He picks the number 14. Because you pick your birthday, you pick all of that. You pick all of that. All right. Yep, you've got to quit giving your energy away. You got to quit giving your energy away. And know that you can have, and again, this is just, you can have all of it. Dream big. Number 6 is significant. I saw 666 this morning. 666. Dream big. Source is with you. Activations, downloads. Again, this is an activation. This is an activation. This is an activation. It's time to create and to play. Time to create and play. And get out of the ego mind. Come back to yourself. So you can complete these karmic cycles, these karmic loops, by taking leaps of faith, by taking the leaps of faith, taking leaps of faith on you. The Lovers is here, so there's somebody definitely receiving this message that resonates for a divine counterpart, a twin soul. So when these two come out together, I definitely know that's my confirmation for that. All right. Let's see one message from your highest. Please and thank you. And this is the Higher Self Oracle deck. There's many, but this is the one I have. I've really liked this because this has been a very complimentary deck to my messages. So, oh, the eclipse may hide your light, but not forever. So shine your light, baby. So you may be getting an activation, spontaneous activation in this next eclipse coming up on the 17th. That wouldn't surprise me. With the way things are rolling right now, people are getting activated left and right at a rapid pace. Yep, when you rise up to your challenge, it rises to meet you. So it's time to rise up to you, to meet those challenges, so you can become and step into the highest, truest, realest, rawest, authentic version of yourself. That's your message. You have a beautiful day. Love you. Bye.